Good morning, everybody. Just the latest Q news, and here it is, the 8th of August. Hold on a second. Yeah, the 8th of August. Excuse me. And so digest and understand foundation to support censorship against conservative. Reddit.com, Great Awakening, on Blue Wave. Midterms. Their entire future depends on winning majority in the House. And so the blue wave is in the kill box. How to handle attacks. Be respectful. They want you divided. Listen, then respond with facts. Key proofs. Stay together and defend one another. Where we go one, we go all. For you have more than you know. This is why the build was so important. It's time to use that info. QAnon. So, alright, now to go to some news. The waste that is the F-22. So, it's a 5th generation aircraft. So first operational in 2005, the F-22 is a multi-role fighter designed with stealth technology to evade enemy radar detection and speeds, able to reach Mach 2, what is called supercruise capability. Supercruise is the ability to cruise at supersonic speeds such as 1.5 Mach without needing an afterburner, and the capability attributed to the engine thrust and aerodynamic configuration of the F-22. So, basically, they were practicing dogfighting and stuff, and our flag incorporates all spectrums of warfare to include command and control, real-time intelligence, analysis and exploitation, and electronic warfare. And it's primarily an air-to-air support. The aircraft also known to be effective and close air support platform as performed in Afghanistan. So they, it can take care of ground targets relatively easy. Practice on dogfighting, which I guess shouldn't really need to these days due to the technology, but and this is pretty key fact right here. So OTA, it was just observation, orientation, decision, and action. If the pilot can do that, if anyone can do that faster than the opposition, then we ultimately beat the opposition. So the pilots can complete the OTA loop more quickly than the enemy. During an air-to-air combat engagement, described as by getting inside an enemy's decision-making process, they can destroy an enemy and prevail. Faster processing of information, empowering better pilot decisions. It naturally stands to reason. Makes a big difference when it comes to OTA loop. OTA. But here's where the waste comes into play. So, the Air Force plans to actualize key aspects of this, for instance, like 16 upgrades to the F-22 that enable it to improve data sharing with F-35 and 4th generation aircraft. Wow, you would think that spending billions of dollars on a program, the ability for things to kind of communicate with one another would be kind of important, and especially because the F-35 is the newer piece of crap. Would think that the F-22 and F-35 should already have that, but so that's that. Alright, so Verizon lied about 4G coverage and it could hurt rural America, group says. Verizon grossly overstated its 4G LTE coverage, and government filings potentially prevented smaller carriers from obtaining funding needed to expand coverage in underserved rural areas. A trade group says the FCC last year required Verizon and other carriers to file maps and data indicating their current 4G LTE coverage. The information will help the FCC determine where to distribute up to a $4.5 billion mobility fund over the next 10 years. The funds are set aside for primarily rural areas that lack unsubsidized sorry, it's still morning, I'm like my caffeine, 4G, the FCC says. If Verizon provided the FCC with inaccurate data, the company's rural competitors might not be able to get government funding. Verizon's claimed 4G LTE coverage is grossly overstated. The Rural Wireless Association, which represents rural carriers, told the FCC in a filing yesterday. Accurate data needed to improve coverage. The FCC also allows carriers to challenge other carriers' data, but the rural providers say they face great expense in trying to gather the necessary evidence. Verizon denied wrongdoing. We are reviewing RWA's filing, but we are confident that our mobility fund map is fully consistent with FCC's map and specifications, a Verizon spokesperson told Reuters. Verizon claims to cover almost all of the Oklahoma Panhandle. An engineering firm hired by Panhandle Telephone Cooperative Inc. used publicly available information. FCC adopted 5 megabytes per second downlink standard to produce a map that estimates Verizon's coverage area should be approximately 6,806.49 square kilometers for Oklahoma's Panhandle, not even half of the LTE coverage area Verizon publicly claims serve, RWA wrote. So, yeah. Alright, so apparently the Asians are after us. Asian ticks spreading rapidly. Virginia report says the first new tick species found in the U.S. in 50 years is moving into Virginia. It gorges on so much blood it kills itself. An Asian tick capable of reproducing at remarkable speed and gorging on so much blood that it kills itself has been found in Virginia. It's the first new species of the tick to be found in the USA in 50 years, Times report. So they are pretty small. The longhorn tick, Hemophilus longicornis, whatever it is, was first seen infested in the earlobe of a sheep, New Jersey, and has been found in many suburban areas. So, in Asia, the species carries a virus that has failed more than 15% of its victims. No human disease has been found in the insects discovered in the U.S. The health experts told the New York Times they are concerned. So, yeah, just watch out for them ticks. Some good old memorial news. 44 years ago, Philippe Petit walked on a wire between the Twin Towers. Really check him out. He's awesome. When Philippe Petit finished his illicit walk across the wire he showed between the Twin Towers in 1974. Reporter asked the 24-year-old French street performer why he did it. "There's no why," he replied. "When I see a beautiful place to put my wire, I cannot resist." And, actually, here we go.
It started out as another routine morning for a New York helicopter traffic reporter, but he had more to tell his radio listeners than how the traffic was on the West Side Highway.
I'll tell you what, I have to very queasy feeling in my stomach right now because I'm at, let's see, 1,500 feet. And up here at 1,500 feet, or in that area, there is somebody out there in a tightrope walk between the two towers of the World Trade Center, right at the tippy top.
That somebody was Philippe Petit, a 24-year-old Frenchman, doing his higher wire act 1,350 feet up and no net below. He and some associates managed to hide out in the World Trade Center towers overnight, and early this morning rigged a 140-foot steel cable between the two buildings using some sort of crossbow device. Petit enthralled hundreds of people below, prancing about for more than an hour. But police in the audience decided Petit was better off in a police station, handcuffed securely to a chair. Why did you do this?
That's the thousand why in this morning. There is no why. It's just because when I see a beautiful place to put my wire, I cannot resist.
Sergeant Charles Daniels, who talked Petit off the high wire, called it a first-rate performance.
He was bouncing up and down. His feet were actually leaving the wire, and then he would resettle back on the wire again. And then he would go down on one knee, and he'd balance his hand pole and lay down on his back and put his hands behind his neck and just completely relax and swing one of his legs over the wire in a carefree manner.
Was he laughing and smiling?
Well, not when he would do that. He would just lay there and relax as if he wanted to just take a little nap.
As spectacular sights go, how would you rate this one?
Supreme. The apex of excitement.
Petit was charged with disorderly conduct and criminal trespass and received a quick sentence, doing a free show for children in Central Park. Chris Kelly, CBS News, New York.
The best sentence ever. You just had to do a free show for kids in the park. You know, whatever happened to the lightheartedness and, you know, times were definitely different. Times are definitely different. And I just hope that, you know, just we can get back to that point. Love you all. Take care. Be safe. You kind of stay strong. Have a good day.